Hi, my name is Paul. I'm fast approaching 46 years of age. I've been on young tissue extract now for about a year and a half. I was given it originally following a 2-year episode where I suffered a chronic nervous breakdown coupled with manic depression. The doctors had me on mirtazapine, fluoxetine, temazepam, lorazepam, basically anything ending in a PAM, and it really did nothing for me. The anxiety was just horrific. The depression was just all-encompassing, and a friend of mine who's a doctor in Australia happened to send me a bottle of young tissue extract, and within a couple of weeks I'd come off of all the medication. My anxiety levels just leveled out. I've literally not had a down day since. So that was my first encounter with young tissue extract. But the really incredible things happened later on. In week 7, I experienced what is commonly known as retracing. And this came from an accident I had back in September '97, where I broke my left leg. It was a spiral fracture of the tib and fib, and my leg folded right up to my hip. The hospital wanted to amputate the leg, but I wouldn't let them. And the only thing they could do was to put it in a big cast. There was no bone left to pin or plate, so it was just cross your fingers and hope for the best. Well, after 12 months in plaster, the bone finally knitted together, but when they removed the plaster, they found that they'd set my foot 45 degrees off to the left. As a therapist, I use my own quantum healing techniques, and I've managed to get my foot back to within about 10 degrees. And a few years later, I did the 3 Peaks Challenge, just to prove that I could, because they told me I'd be crippled for life unless I had another operation where they rebroke the leg, put it in a big Russian caliper with the metal spikes and everything, but they said it was a 50-50 chance that it might not knit, and then they would definitely have to amputate. So for the past 10 years I've had this functioning leg, but the ankle was kind of like 3 times the size of my right ankle, where the bone had overcompensated and just formed this big lump of bone. I had no discernible shin. It was just a big flat fascia of bone, and in the cold it hurt like crazy, and it just never felt, it felt like somebody else's leg had been glued onto the end of mine. Well, like I said, within week 7, I think it was, I went through a retracing, which is where there's something in AminoBoosters that triggers the body to break down anything that's not right in your body. I think it's fibroclasp molecules. And it was obviously starting to pick apart the bone that had been placed down wrong in my ankle, and for about 4 days I couldn't walk. I was back on crutches after 12 years of not having to be on crutches, which was weird. But on the 4th day the pain stopped, and when I examined my ankles, they are literally identical.
Hi, my name's Dell. I'm a personal trainer and I have been for 6 years. I've tried lots of different supplements over the years to see what effect they'd have on my body, on my energy levels and on my training. So I'm quite in tune with what works for me and what doesn't. Certainly noticed a difference within about a week, I would say, of using AminoBoosters. I found that I was just generally more energetic and happy. I was sleeping really well. I was able to get up a lot earlier. I wanted to train more than normal. I was recovering quicker, and I actually looked better, which is what I've always been looking for. Pure vanity, and they definitely help with that. So since I had positive results for myself, I then obviously started promoting them to my clients who had the same sort of results as me. And also I just started to notice that my clients were turning up it's like their personality had changed. They were turning up, they were more vibrant, they were more positive, really keen to get on with the workout and wanting more at the end. So that's definitely been a positive thing, value that I've provided onto my clients. It's not a hard sell for me because I truly believe that they work and I feel it myself. and that's the best sort of recommendation that I can give to someone, is when I've used a product that I really feel works and I don't want to stop using it. In fact, there was a brief period where I ran out, and so I didn't really notice the change straight away, but after a few weeks of not having the pills and then having them again, the change was very noticeable and powerful.
My name is Paddy Coyne. I'm almost 77 years of age, and I love life and I love enjoying myself. And a few years ago I lost a lot of energy and wasn't feeling too well, and my libido had gone down very low. So I met a friend of mine, Fergus Kane from Baltray, and I chatted to him about it, as boys will be boys and talk about these things. So he says, guess what? I have a product that might help you. And he introduced me to amino acids. Everybody should get them. It has changed my life, built up my energy, built up my performance, built up my libido, built up my golfing ability and exercising ability, and my life has totally changed, thanks, and I'm sure it's thanks to the amino acids. My libido, I can prove, has improved because I can now perform twice a night, and I'm fairly confident that if I had to, I might even make it a third. So the amino acid, I think, has done the trick.
I came across the AminoBooster product and realised how much more of the young tissue extract there was in it, and we started using it again, and sure enough the experience of increased energy, libido came right back, eyesight recoveries again. I've had a number of people that I work with who've had incredible improvements in energy, and very sustainable. Also working with a lady who's got spondylitis. It was the first thing that got a lot of her pain to reduce, and overall it's something which is very consistent for me, for a lot of people I work with, a lot of my clients, so everybody's very pleased with it.